What is up, you guys? It's your girl Cecilia and I'm back with another video today. As you can tell from the title, we're going to be talking all things stopping procrastinating. It's something I have become very familiar with because I used to procrastinate a lot. So the goal is to stop that and to be more productive. So I'm going to give y'all the tips and the things that I have done in order to increase productivity in my everyday life. So if you guys are new to my channel, be sure that you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any more of my uploads. And let's get into this video. All right, y'all. Now, like I said, these are the things that have worked for me. But leave in the comments down below any other tips or anything you think that I missed, because I would love to learn more on ways to procrastinate less, I guess is the right way to say it. All right, so the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is you have to figure out what the bigger picture is. Now, it might be one thing, like it might be, let's say you wanna buy a car, or you wanna lose weight, or you wanna buy a house, a certain house. It might be one thing, but it might be a whole lifestyle. It might be like all these different things combined into one, and that's the bigger picture. Whatever it is for you, whether it's for one goal or like the end game for everything that you're trying to accomplish, figure out what the bigger picture is, because that's so crucial as far as staying aligned with the things that you're doing. You have to know what the end picture is. At least you have to have an idea, because sometimes it evolves as you grow in life. Once you figure out what the bigger picture is for you in your personal life or professional life, you have to figure out your why. Your why has to be the driving factor, something that means enough to you that you are going to get up and keep trying every time you fail, and you're going to keep going, and you're not going to give up when things get hard. That has to be your why, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, a lifestyle, a dream, whatever it is. Figure out what that why is, and that has to stay in the forefront of your brain. They don't have to know that you're their why, that they're your why, if it's a person, but you have to have a why that stays right the fuck here in your brain, because honestly, if you don't have a driving factor, it makes things a lot harder. Because sometimes wanting it for yourself is not even enough. Like sometimes you can want something so bad for yourself, but not enough to keep trying when you fuck up or when it doesn't work. Somebody else might be that why for you. Something else might be that why for you. Figure out what that why is. That's like one of the key components, because if you're laying on the couch after work or all day and you're just doing nothing, right? If that why can come into your brain and it's strong enough, that shit will get you up off the couch, honestly. Next is going to be to get organized and remove the clutter in your space, in your mind. Honestly, organize the work that you have to do and get yourself like organized mentally. Get your space clutter free. If you don't use something, but get rid of the shit. Clean up. Do yourself a favor. I know they say, what is it, like romanticize your life? Honestly, do that. You deserve a clean space. You deserve a nicely groomed area. I don't know if that's the right phrase to use, but it sounded right and it sounded bougie. So make sure your space is looking good, clear. Make sure it's clear of all extra bullshit so your mind can be clear when you are trying to be productive. Then you know what your goal is, you know what your why is, your space is clear, you're organized. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have that step by step, those itty bitty little components that all add up to the bigger picture. You gotta have those little steps in a plan. Whether you write it down, whether you type it, I do think that it's more beneficial to have it either written or typed on something rather than just like going off the dome, because sometimes you might miss a step and that it might be a crucial step. So make sure you create that plan, that blueprint for yourself with whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay, this is gonna be the last step. You gotta reward yourself. If you're just running yourself into the ground and you're not like acknowledging any of the progress, you are gonna get burnt out. You're gonna stop. You're gonna just be fucking tired. You gotta reward yourself, but don't over reward yourself, because I used to do that. Reward yourself according to the progress. When you do something good, make sure that the significance of that is the significance of the reward. Don't be like, okay, let's say your fitness is your goal. Don't like be like, oh, I lost 5 pounds, so I'm gonna go eat 15,000 calories. You're gonna get it all back. So make sure that if it's like, okay, I lost 5 pounds, I'm gonna get myself a new pair of shoes or a new purse or a new dress, whatever, make sure it like equals out. You don't want to throw away your progress to reward yourself, if that makes sense. And then honestly, the last thing that I would say is take time out of your day. I think I said the last one was the last point, but this is going to be the last point. Take time out of your day to sit with those things, to sit with the plan, to sit with the why mentally, to sit with the bigger picture, because you have to keep that so clear in your mind. Now, like I said, it might evolve, it might change a little bit as you grow and as you get closer to the goal, but you honestly got to keep those things in the forefront, because that's what's going to keep you pushing every day when you don't feel like getting up, when you feel like continuing to sit there, when you don't feel like doing anything having to do with your goal. you got to have that driving force within you. And you got to be able to shut out the bullshit and focus. And honestly, you got to have good people in your circle that want to see you win. Then it's not like, okay, so let's say you're telling your friends you have a goal. You should have the kind of friends that are going to be like, so where's your progress? Like, how far along are you? And not even just friends, but people in your life. You don't want to have people that are like, they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? If you fail or you succeed. I'm not saying they should bully you or like beat you over the head about it, because ultimately you could fail 15,000 times at something, and on that 15,001 time, whatever it is, you could succeed. So they should just be supportive of your process and of your journey, because it is a process. When you have a big goal or a big picture dream that you're trying to achieve, it's a process. But you got to keep good people around you, solid people that have goals of their own, first of all, but two, want to see you win. So yeah, you guys, those are my tips on how to stop procrastinating. I don't know why it sounds weird if I say it fast. Those are my tips, the things that I have found that are helpful for me. And honestly, I'm really trying to keep myself better aligned this year throughout the year, because I think right now is around the time most people have just fallen off from their New Year's resolutions. Don't be that person. Show up for yourself all fucking year. Even if you have a bad day, wake up the next day and show the fuck up. Because that's the only way. A year, and my best friend told me this, and I will never forget it. A year is just a year if you don't work on yourself. Like, a year could pass by. It's like, oh, it's just a year. But in a year, if you're working on yourself and you're consistent, you could accomplish genuinely so much. You could change your whole fucking life in a year. Like, in a positive way, like grow. It could be just so transformative if you actually stuck with the things that you're trying to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful in any capacity. If it was, be sure that you give it a thumbs up. Like I said, comment below any procrastination avoidance tips, because maybe it's something that I need to add to my list, or something that somebody else could benefit from. So I would love to start a conversation in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.